All right, hey guys, we're in this video. We're going to be talking about why you should learn how to code. So personally, I think you should code for a number of reasons. If you look at the growing industry, all types of areas are going to be requiring you to automate certain processes. The easiest way to do that is to learn just enough code to eliminate manual work and do that. It's almost like being an investigator. You can solve big problems and basically kind of translate those results to clients, users, and yourself. So whether that's kind of saving time, eliminating bugs or errors, or making the company a lot of money, it's going to really propel your career. Personally, I also find it very fun, and it's like any other skill or hobby. As you might have a little bit of difficulty learning at first, but you're going to find a lot of intrinsic joy actually getting better at it. I know I have. I'll be honest, there's been a couple times where I've felt like, maybe programming's not for me, but always, at least for me, I would recommend you to push forward to it, because just when you think that you're at a plateau or you won't ever be a great programmer, just remember that consistency is the best. But overall, it's going to be great for your long-term career. You're going to be able to program cool things. You might be able to start a business off the drop of a hat. So those are my reasons why I think you should learn how to program, but I'm also going to share it with my friend Solomon Moon, who's also a self-taught programmer and used it in his career. So Solomon, why do you think people should learn how to program?
Yeah, so I agree with everything you just said. I'll add a few things on there. I think for most of us who are professionals, if you ever have to interact with audit, that's a big reason to learn how to program. Because if you have a spreadsheet, your audit department is going to give you a hard time. Whereas if you have something that's programmatic, you have a script that's in code that can be change logged and under controls, hey, your life is so much easier at that point. Everything else Kevin said, like things work faster, things are more accurate. You save a ton of time. It's very intellectually stimulating. I think I get so much enjoyment personally out of just building something. So if you ever garden, and you know that feeling you get when a plant grows after you've given it all your love and attention, that's kind of what writing a program is. That's what coding is.
Yeah.
So you give it this love and attention, and you see it blossom into something beautiful. So that's why I say learn how to code.
I really like that metaphor too, because obviously it is a computer science, but there's a lot of art. It's an extension of you, but also an expression of your ideas and logical thought. And I think the great thing, even if you just learn how to do quick scripts, the great thing about adding this to your mental toolkit, like learning how to program, learning how to automate, the two big things of computer science, at least I think, are problem decomposition. So what does that mean? You're able to take big problems and break it out into the smallest units, and then kind of like that old cliche saying that we know, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So I think programming is really good at you breaking down big complex problems into logical, small, easy to do units. And the other, all programming is transferring some form of data from point A to point B in the most efficient way possible. So think about your social media data. That has to get transferred from Facebook or Google servers to you in the most relevant and useful way. And that's how they're making billions, because they're providing value in the most efficient way. So this is a good secondary benefit, but this shouldn't be your primary reason for learning to program. But you can also get paid well, and it's life transforming. I know for you, Solomon, and I, learning how to program has definitely changed my life positively financially.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, so kind of to your point, right? It's a program is nothing but a set of instructions, right? It's you're telling what you want to happen and how you want it to happen. And so if you take that frame of mind into writing the code, it's not, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's not as difficult as a lot of people think. Yeah. Because you really just have to think okay, well, how would I do this otherwise? And then you're just telling the program how you would do it, and then the program does it. So it's a beautiful thing, and like we said, it's very financially lucrative. It's not about getting rich or nothing crazy like that. But you will have job stability, because literally every job you could think of involves programming at this point. I don't care if you're in accounting analytics is a thing. I don't care if you're in data analytics is a thing. Data science obviously is a big field. It doesn't matter what you do. There's some element of programming that's emerging, and that trend is only going to continue.
I definitely think that's the best advice. If you found value in this video and you want to learn it yourself, the best things you can do is just start, pick a book, and also combine you learning this new skill with your particular hobby. So for example, if you're like a basketball head and you just love basketball and you try combining that with learning programming language, like, oh, how do I best do statistical analysis on that? Or maybe you're into gardening, like you had mentioned. Hey, is there a way I could learn how to take a picture of a plant and identify it and set up a database? Your natural passion or niche, whatever that is, combine that and like learn how to automate small little things and get more and more difficult. And it's going to make you more valuable, not only learning the programming skill, but your specific niche combined with that programming skill is probably not a skill set that has a lot of volume. So that scarcity is going to make you more valuable.
That's right. And one of the things that's funny too, like just to piggyback off what you said, right? Most people are not aware of how like present programming is in their lives. So if you use Netflix is built on top of Python, which is a programming language. If you use 538, which is a website I love for both news and like sports, because they do a lot of that statistical analysis, breaking things down. It's like that's built largely using R. A lot of the charts you see on the New York Times and in The Economist, these are programmatic solutions that have been applied. So like a lot of things we look at, it's like if you just take a step deeper into it, you see that like programming is what allows those things to exist. So many of the things we love, like programming is what gives it to us. And so like learn how to program. Instead of reading the New York Times, you might be working with.
And then kind of just to cap off this video too, I want to give my personal recommendations on resources you can learn to program. So if you're more in the like, hey, I want to build websites, maybe web applications, I would recommend freecodecamp.org. And of course, I'm going to include the links for both our recommendations down in the description. And also, if you're more into, hey, I just want to automate little parts of my job, maybe do some data analysis, I'm going to recommend Automate the Boring Stuff by Alice Swigert. That's the book I learned to actually start my programming journey. And it's a free online book. So both are free online resources that you can use to like kind of choose your path on what you want to build.
PB Python is great. That's PB Python. It's Practical Business Python. That website has saved me so many times because it gives you all these really just useful and practical day-to-day solutions for tasks. Data Camp is always a great one. I'm a big fan of it. Those are probably my big two.
Solomon, thank you again, and I'm sure I'll see you in a new video too, but thank you for your time. And thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me.